Hi. If you like this video, please subscribe. I'm going to remove a well point. So let me tell you what I got going on. In the thumbnail picture, when you open this video or found this video, that was my working well setup. I've got a 3/4 horse jet pump, and it uses 1 1/4 inch pipe to go down deep to a well point, and there's a check valve on top. All right, and what happened was had a noticeable reduction in water volume, and the water is sandy. So let me pan over here real quick. I got a gallon that I pumped out just to kind of know what I had to start with. So it took me 1.5 to 2 minutes to pump that gallon. And we never had trouble like that before in terms of volume or cloudiness. So the pump itself is relatively new. The check point, that's the valve at the top of the head that holds the water from pump to pump. The check point's fairly new. So we're kind of guessing the well point, which is, if you know what that is, it's like a spike or a wedge of hard metal used to drive the pipe down. And then there's a couple of feet of screen material in it. It's about, usually they come in different sizes, but I'm pretty sure ours is 1 1/4. That's a standard size. And that's where the water is picked up or collected. And then you have lengths of standard pipe to bring it to the surface. And we're pretty sure the screen on that well point has broken through. It's at least it's as old as I can remember. It's at least 30 years. And this was working fine, and now it's not. We've had no noticeable change around us in terms of water table that we can measure anyway. I mean, there's no house within a 1/4 mile. It's good sandy soil. It's always been known for having good spring access. It's pretty easy to actually dig too. So I'm gonna take this well point up, change it, just to get you started. My pit here is actually, I got a great setup. So you may not have all this set up, but this should be able to work. I didn't find a good video about pulling a well point. I'm gonna do one video on pulling the well point, and then I'm gonna do another video about putting it back in, so they're not too long. But my pit here is concrete block, and it's 4.5 feet down to start. And then I've already started here, so to tell you where I'm at, I dug with just a two-handle post hole digger around my pipe, and I got another 3.5 feet. So I'm already 8 feet below grade. And I disconnected the elbow that goes from, the well pipe across to the pump. And what I did is I put on top hey, I'll jump down there and show you. Okay, so here's what I mean. So I got my pump piped over here just with, normal couplings and short pipes, but then it goes to a union and a street elbow and then down. Okay, so take off the union. That's what they're made for, to get these pipes twisted out. So I take off the union, and then I was able to unscrew this elbow piece. And what I did is I replaced it with a reducer. So that goes from 1 1/4 down to 3/4, and then another reducer. And then I slipped a nice eye bolt in here, see? Now there's tension on there, I can't turn it. So that's 5/8 thick eye bolt. And then I've strapped a come along, and I can just use boards, or actually I have a ladder, like an A-frame. I've thought about this, that if I needed to, I got trees around me. I've got two 16-foot 2x8s and two 20-foot extension ladders. I can rig up and go as high as I need to and pull this thing out with a come along. I'll show you that in a minute. I'll start cranking on it. I've already hooked it up and tried it, so I know this is working. I moved it an inch, and I put a reference point down here. I put that, I don't know if you can see it, that skinny bar at the middle of my check valve. Not that it has to go back in that same place, but I just kind of want to know when I'm done and needing to put this back in kind of where I started so I can get it close. I can move things around if I need to. Okay, so I'll get up and I'll show you how I'm going to pull this out with the come along in a frame. Thanks. Okay, I'm outside the pit again, and I'm actually on the other side. And there you see my come along cable going down to the bottom of the pit. And what I did is I just put a sturdy ladder. It's aluminum across the frame of my well pit, and then as far as the come along would reach up, I got a steel bar across, and then I attached the other hook of the come along to that steel bar. I've already given this 8 clicks, and like I said, I moved it an inch. I'm going to just click it a couple times to show you that how easy it is, but then I'm not going to pull it until I get all the parts. The reason I dug down and did all this prep work is I want to have the pipes that I need to put it back in ready when I pull it. I don't want to leave it, you know, for a lot of days. I mean, I could get a hard rain, I could have that thing start to fill in. So, and I don't know if that's right or not, but that's what I'm going to do. So let me just show you this real quick. It's as simple as this. That's 1 click, 2 clicks. There you go. I mean, that right there probably pulled it up an inch, just because I'm looking at how far the cable's moving. And it is moving because I've got my reference point down there. So I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to actually, now that I know I need, it looks like they use 2-foot long sections of 1 1/4 inch pipe with couplings. I'm going to buy all that, buy another check valve, why not, I'm in there. And of course buy the well point. I'll show you those parts, but I'm going to turn it off and get all my parts and pull my pipe, and then I'll come back and let you see. Okay, I had it pulled up about 9 inches, and it's probably a good time to take a quick break and talk about safety. I had to make some changes. So here's my instructions for my cable hoist puller, and just for example, it's got specs in there for different size pullers. If you got 2 ton, uses 3/16 inch cable, it gives you a 15:1 leverage ratio with the ratchet. And I just wanted to show you, you know, maybe what that tool looks like a little bit. But what I really wanted to show you is I had to take the ladder out of the configuration. That turned out to be the weakest link. So what I mean by that, you know, you're going to put a lot of tension on this setup. So what's your weakest link? Is it where that eye bolt and threads comes out of the reducer, or is it in the cable and the pulley itself? Well, mine turned out to be the bar across the ladder started bending the step, and once that step kinked, it was going to be weaker and weaker. So I replaced the ladder with these concrete blocks and a paired up set of 2x8 like joists, treated lumber 2x8, and then I put my iron bar across the 2x8, and that's where the hook is now in. And my point here was about the weakest link, right? So nothing's going to move these blocks. What I got to just be careful now is it doesn't topple over. But you know, once you set up, I found out I could pull 2 feet here. The pipe down in the ground looks like it's in 2 feet sections. So every 2 feet I could dismantle and start again. And I don't know how far I'm going to have to go. So what I just want to stop and take a break is I kept an eye on it, and I didn't want this to become a funniest video. I wanted it to be a helpful video. So I stopped and reset up, and now I'm going to, again, just be real careful as I pull this out. I'll show you when I'm done. Thanks. Here's a quick little trick. So I've made a reference point down there, like I put a bolt so I could always tell how far I've made progress. But another thing you do, I put 2 pieces of tape here on pulley, and I'll try and get us a couple cranks. There. So then you can measure the distance. Let's say I move that 2 inches from tape top to tape top. That's a 2-inch move. Now you've only gained 1 inch because you know how pulley works. You're actually lifting the height half the difference of the two pulley strings. So moving faster than I was. Okay, I've pulled about 6 feet of pipe. I'm back to the ladder because I've broken it free and I'm pretty much just able to crank it up, and there's not too much danger, not too much tension at all. Let me show you. Okay, so it's coming up about a 1/4 inch with each click. I'm going to still bang on it once in a while, it just helps keep it loose, but it's coming. Should be no time. Okay, there she is. Pulled her out of there. I've got a first piece I had to separate with pipe wrenches. I got a first piece of 7 foot. And then this piece I just pulled out, that's the well point on the left side. And this piece I just pulled out. Excuse the ladders, it's just for me to climb up there. That piece 13 feet. It was 20 foot, just like I thought. Okay, I'm going to stop this video and switch over to I'm going to make a second video putting it in. I got the parts laid out. I'm going to go over those in a follow-up video. But thank you for watching. This was measured in days, not hours, so it was a tough job. I guess if there's one thing I do differently is I wish I had a backhoe or something, but I want to be careful not to break it because we really need this well in this well pit. And thanks for watching, and if you like, please subscribe. Bye now.